Okay, might as well start the stream, 'cause everything is working and my laptop's fans are working overtime like always when I stream. But this time it shouldn't be too intensive because I'm not streaming any games. I'm just sharing my screen for this tier list website maker. So, Arknights, a pretty niche gacha game, I would say, and Magical Girls, also pretty niche. I don't know if any Arknights players are also in like the Magical Girl niche, but we just had a recent collab with Bang Dream, which is an idol group, so anything's possible, right? Here's hoping that there will be a collab in the future with, I don't know, any magical girl, basically. I'm not picky. But yeah, I was originally planning on streaming Arknights Chapter 16, but my phone hasn't been able to charge all day, and I just, like a few hours ago, I was just able to manage to get it to charge to like 90, and yeah, it's charged right now, but I already decided to change plans, change gears, and I'm not taking any chances on my phone right now. So no streaming gameplay today. Hopefully next week, if I can get my phone sorted out. But for now, we'll do this Magical Girl X Arknights tier list. I'm not gonna do every operator because I don't think some of them don't really feel like Magical Girl, you know what I mean? So I guess let's start with Amiya, if I can find her. Okay, here she is. Oh yeah, before I forget. So we have the main character. It's obviously going to be the lead magical girl. And then her team. And then the solo act, which is a magical girl that acts on her own. So the loner. And then we have dark and depressed. I don't know if I'm going to keep that tier. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Mascots, obviously gotta have them. Villains, wouldn't be a magical girl without. Well, actually, I guess it depends. But yeah, we'll just have villains, cause Arknights has a lot of morally ambiguous characters, let's say. And then we've got side characters. So Amiya is the poster girl of Arknights, and honestly, she is a magical girl. Like, she's got 3 alter forms now, and she literally got special powers from like a goddess figure, almost goddess, which is Teresa, and obviously this is gonna contain spoilers, so watch at your own risk. But yeah, Amiya is the lead magical girl. She got her powers from Teresa that allows her to like sense other people's emotions or feelings, and yeah, like a magical girl is supposed to, the standard I'm thinking about, like Pretty Cure, the Pretty Cure franchise. They deal with, some of them, I should say, not all, but some of them cleanse people's emotions and make them better again. So in that way, if Amiya were a magical girl, that would be what she does. She would listen to the villain's story, have a heart-to-heart with them, and with her, the power of her talk no jutsu, she would bring the villain to her side. And yeah, honestly, there's like no better example of like a magical girl character in Arknights than Amiya. Okay, the robots, I feel like they would be mascots, but in like a cyberpunk or futuristic style magical girl, they could be mascots, but I don't know. I'm feeling more of like a supporting character. Like Lancet's personality could be like a magical girl-ish, but unless she can transform into like a human, then I don't know. I don't think we have any like robot magical girls out there. They're all humanoid looking. But if Lancet gets her human form, then maybe, but as of now, she's just a side character. And let's skip over to, I know there's, where is she? Angelica. She is also, I feel like she would be the main character in her own magical girl series too, because if anyone's listened to her theme song, the name is eluding me right now. I think it's Autumn Moods, but yeah, that just screams magical girl to me. Like a magical girl from the early 2000s maybe, or like the 1990s, like Sailor Moon era, but more on the early 2000s side, so maybe like Tokyo Meow Meow or Mermaid Melody. And Cardcaptor Sakura too, yeah. And that just, the like city pop vibes. I can just imagine her like running, like if she had her own opening theme, like I could just imagine her running out of her house almost late to school with a piece of bread in her mouth. A slice of bread in her mouth, yeah. And honestly, I don't really know much about her. Like, she hasn't really appeared in any of the, like, stories that were put out so far, except maybe, like, some short stories or, like, her own operator records. I don't know. I haven't read any of that. But, yeah, she's totally a pink magical girl. And then Amiya is blue, because why not? Pink is overrated. Okay, I don't know if this tier list has alters. I'm just doing a... Okay, yeah, they do have alters. So next I think I'm gonna put... Where is she? AF Yala. AF Yala also gives me like magical girl vibes. I just need to find her alter so I can put her in there as well. Okay. So, I'm wondering if she would be the main character or the side character. She's got the pink or red, which is indicative of like a lead magical girl, but that's not always the case, because in some like Pretty Cure shows, in some Pretty Cure seasons, they've recently like started switching it up. Like, it wasn't always a pink lead. Like, okay, the first Pretty Cure season had like a black and white duo, but the black one had like pink highlights, so I don't know if that really counts. And I think it was the Tropical Rouge where they first started switching up the main cures. Like, the main cure in Tropical Rouge, I think, was white instead of pink. So yeah, that was something. And besides that, the only other one I know off the top of my head is like Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. Like, her transformation outfit is like kind of like a uniform, and there's no trace of pink anywhere there, unless you're talking about her like weapon. There's some pink, but There's another one, Senki Zesho Symphogear. The main magical girl in that one is like orange, I think. So yeah, not in pink or red isn't indicative of the being the lead magical girl, but okay, whatever. I'm just gonna keep AF Yala there, cause her story, I mean, Dolly, she has Dolly that literally could be her mascot. And then she's got this like staff or wand thing, which is also very like could be her magical girl weapon. And her recent skin, her Sanrio skin, does look like a transformation outfit. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, like this totally looks like her transformed outfit. And so yeah, her story like is also like magical girls aren't all about fighting, and I think Madoka Magica was the one that really like put the magical girl genre out there, because before that it was all like pretty much aimed at like a female audience, or like a much younger female audience. It's like it has shoujo in the name, so it was aimed at the like young girls in Japan. But Madoka Magica was really the magical girl show that like brought it to more people. So, but before that, magical girls were more light-hearted in tone, and they dealt with like, you know, young adult stuff like coming of age and relationships, and just maybe slice of life stuff. So I think AF Yala's story about how she like misses her parents and the whole siesta trip was a very magical girl-esque moment. And if I had Dolly, then I would put him here, but this is only a tier list of Arknights operators, and Dolly is not a playable operator. Okay, let's move on to the Ursus girls while their story is still fresh in my mind, because remember, I did stream the Children of Ursus event recently, and I don't know if Gumi would be... No. Let me get all the Ursus girls in here first. Zima, I'm thinking I should put her in as the main, since she is sort of like the leader. And I just gotta find everyone else. It's like finding a freaking needle in a haystack. Where is everyone? Okay, found Estina. And now I gotta look for Rosa. And maybe Absinthe. No, they've gotta be here before. Because everything after W is like a new year, like, is 2021. Or actually, maybe Weedy. Everything after Weedy is 2021. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'll find Rosa or Absinthe. So I'm just gonna state my... So Zima is sort of an unconventional lead magical girl. And she's giving more, if you know Madoka Magica, I forget her name. I think it was Sakura, but it was the red or magenta, whatever her color was. It was that one. The rough around the edges sort of magical girl, but who still has her own sense of justice, her own morals, even if it may come out a bit rough. But yeah, Zima would be the main magical girl in her team, and Gumi Estina would be her, like, the other magical girls in her team. Gumi, I think, would be the... I don't know. Her color palette's kind of similar to Zima's, but red is already reserved for Zima, so Gumi might just have to be the yellow or orange one. Estina is the blue one. Because, yeah, red is passion or, like, fiery, hot-temperedness. Orange or yellow would imply that they're bubbly or energetic. And that's, like, that color's usually reserved for, like, the younger girl or, like, the shyer girl in the team. Like, we got Cure Peace from Smile Pretty Cur, and Pudding from Tokyo Mail Mail. And if I could just find Rosa or Absinthe, that would be nice. But I am not seeing them. Okay, finally I found Rosa. Rosa's color scheme is also kind of similar to Estina's. Okay, and Absinthe. I think she will be a solo act, but then she'll later join the Ursus girls. Because I was like the same in like the Children of Ursus event. They only found her, or she only found the other girls like later on in the land ship when everything was already over with. So yeah, I think she'll be like the first ever. She would have come before them. Like, she would be fighting by herself, alone, until Zima and the others get their powers, and yeah. Okay, I'm also gotta Lapland. I have some things to say about her. If I can find her altar, there she is. Okay, I feel like... Oh, wait. I'm just realizing I remembered the dark and depressed category existed. I was the one who came up with this listing. But, yeah, I think I'm just gonna delete this one. And, Lapland, I think she's a... Should I put her... I don't think she would be a villain. She's a mad woman for sure, but I think she's still... I think she would be a solo act. Like that crazy character who sometimes the protagonist would get into fights with, but then on occasion they would also help out, so they're kind of like chaotic in a way. Their alignment is chaotic, and you never really know what they're thinking. And her mascot would be the wolf. I don't know, I forget their name, but yeah, the wolf. So then that brings me to the Penguin Logistics folks. Texas. Texas, I feel like she was much more interesting before her altar, and that's saying something, because there wasn't much there before, even before, like, she was just this, I don't know, boring cardboard character who just likes to, I don't know, suck on lollipops. And then when her altar came, the lollipop disappeared, and she was just, I don't know, her personality is as bland as Kirito's from Sword Art Online, and maybe that might be offending some of you, but Honestly, it is what it is. They've written her with no character, so she'll be known as the character with no character. And she would be the blue magical girl in the team, and honestly, I don't know if she would be the lead. Because everyone's a lead in their own stories. And Exousia just screams main character energy. Not because her color happens to be red, but her personality is pretty similar to like the main characters in any shonen or like shoujo show. It's like the happy-go-lucky, upbeat character who never gives up, that sort of thing. And it's like especially apparent in Exousia Alter's story event. I'm forgetting the names of everything, it seems. But yeah, in her altar event, like when she was speaking with the like main antagonist, that really gave off the main character vibes. And her character theme, her EP also seems like, I don't know. It's also totally not because it's in Japanese or anything that makes it any more realistic, but yeah, her vibe just screams main magical girl lead. And so we gotta find Croissant next. I don't know if I would put her in like the main magical girl. I don't even know if she would be a magical girl. She just doesn't give off the vibe. But I feel like she would be like a supporting character. She would play a support role. And until she gets an altar, or if she ever does get one, then I'm just gonna keep her there. She probably would be fighting alongside the magical girl team, but she wouldn't actually be a magical girl herself, if you know what I mean. And then, last but not least, Sora. Oh no, wait. Bison is also like a part of that group now too, right? And Mostima. See, I feel like they would be like the supporting cast to the magical girls. Like, they would help them like fight the monsters and stuff, but they wouldn't actually be magical girls themselves. Now, Mostima is long overdue for an altar. God, scrolling up is impossible on a Mac. But Mostima would be the solo act. She often disappears for, I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's like scouting for dangers that the other girls can't handle. She's like the senpai of the group. And we really need an alter any day now. And that means I would have to go find Lumen. Do I? She wouldn't be in the main team with Texas and Exusi, but I don't think she would be a solo act either. I think she would just be I think she would just be Exusi's sister. She's unaware of her sister's identity as a magical girl at first, but then maybe later in the season she would learn about it. But for now, she's just Exusi's sister. Okay, I feel like Phantom / Tragodia has to go on here. And I know this is a tier list for magical girls, but there are magical boys too. Like, the ones I've seen are mainly like parodies or, I don't know, satire, like joke characters, but I believe in the magical boy. In Pretty Cure, the first, I think there were like magical boys in Precure before the Hirogaru Sky season, but then even then they weren't a part of the main cast. But Cure Wing in Hirogaru Sky pretty much broke the ceiling on who could be a magical girl, because he's the first magical boy who's also a part of the main cast. So there's that. And in Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, in the Strikers season, when they're all grown up, there are like some guys there, and they do have a transformation. So yeah, I think that counts. And I think Tragodia / Phantom would be the main character. And if I could just find his alter. Oh yeah, I gotta put the other versions of Amiya there too. There we go. Maybe that's overkill and I shouldn't have put the alters, but whatever. Too late for that. Once you commit to something, stay committed. You know, I wonder if he should actually be in a solo. He's like the solo act. I think he's more of a solo act. He's the main character, but also he's going solo. And Miss Christine is definitely going to be his mascot. And Shalom, I mean, confused the names with another character who has a similar sounding name, Path to Nowhere. If you know the game, it's also a gacha game, but it's pretty underrated compared to Arknights. If I could find Shalom, then Shalom, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Okay, there you are. I think he would be like a supporting character. Like, he would know about Phantom being a magical boy, but he wouldn't be a magical boy himself. And if the actual Tragodia was here, like Phantom's mentor, then he would be in the villain category. And I do wonder if he will be like a playable operator at some point, because that design is too good to give up. Like, seriously. Okay, and okay, the Abyssal Hunters. Scotty and the gang. Scotty would definitely be the main character, and I don't know about her alter. I think that would be like the dark version of her, because her alter isn't like actually, it's her, but it's like her in an alternate timeline, so I don't know if it really counts. But I will put her alter version as like a villain, because some magical girl shows have like a trope where they fight their evil version, the evil version of themselves. So yeah, if I can find that frickin' Scotty alter, then I will put her in the villain category. Where are you? Okay, there you are. Villain. Is Sharmla? Wait, no, actually. So I don't have her, and I haven't read her files or anything about her, so I'm actually not sure if this is actually the one in the IS stage. I think I'm confusing the two. But let me just search it up. Arknights Scotty alter. Oh yeah, Scotty the Corrupting Heart. So she is the evil version of her, let's say. Actually, I never thought of this before, but now that I'm actually doing the tier list, there are so many characters here that could be magical girls in the making. Where is Spectre? She is going to be a part of the team. Scotty is blue, I guess, and Spectre red. But then what would Gladia's color be? Some magical girl shows don't have as obvious color schemes as others, so I guess not everything has to have a color scheme, but it's like more fun when you got a color scheme. Spectre, and then Spectre the Awakened. I actually feel like I should do this. Spectre, before she regains her memories, has not transformed into a magical girl yet. But then when she does awaken her memories, she does become a magical girl. She does transform. And then Gladia, I feel like would be their Kohai. I don't think she would be a solo act. That's more like old pianist, but then again, I'm not sure if I should put all pianists on their team, because I can't imagine him as a magical boy. He's so serious. So I think he would be like a supporting character, but also not part of the main magical girl team. He's not a magical boy. He's just someone like Tuxedo Mask in Sailor Moon. He's like that sort of character who helps out the girls sometimes. You official. I've scrolled by you many times. You official is a girl failure like me, and girl failures ought to stick together, and you have the makings of a magical girl in you. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Even if your magical girl show is like a comedy or more of a parody or satire, you're still a magical girl in my heart. You official? So yeah. Okay, who else was I going to do? Haruka. She also has the makings of a magical girl. And I think she would be the main character, even if it's like more of a solo thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about Sora. Sora would be in Exusiai's team. Or I'm actually wondering if she would be a supporting character instead. Because her vibes do say magical girl, but then I'm thinking about, no, actually, she's an idol by day and a Penguin Logistics member by night. So never mind, I guess she will be a magical girl, yeah. And then Haruka, again, she would be the main character, even if, so it's like Cardcaptor Sakura. She was like the only magical girl until like the newest season, the clear card one, but yeah, until then she would be the sole magical girl in her own show. And yeah, that's how I view Haruka. I mean, Haruka also has like this microphone stand thing that literally looks like a magical girl weapon. Like, look at her staff. It reminds me of Cardcaptor Sakura's staff. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so there's a few versions of it, but this is like pretty similar, right? It's got like this star. And I don't know if Cardcaptor Sakura was like an inspiration, but it just feels like her outfit is inspired by magical girls. So, and I realize idols and magical girls are pretty similar in terms of their like themes, but yeah. Do we have any other singers here? I don't. Oh yeah, Suzuran. I feel like she would be the main character as well. And a solo act too, but and then she's got a mom, a playable mom. Where is she? And I already... Vulpes Foglia, that was her name. And I was like wondering if I was gonna butcher her name on stream. I mean, I'm probably already butchering some of these names, but it'd be one thing to completely mispronounce someone's name, but it would be another to completely change their name into something else. That's not their name. Okay, Vulpes Foglia would be like the veteran magical girl, but retired, and she's just looking out for her daughter. Okay, Rosmontis. Should I put her in Amiya's team? Should she be a magical girl, or should I make her just a side character? She has a traumatic backstory. I think that's enough to put her as a magical girl. Okay. Nymph. Yes, that's right. Nymph. She would also be a main character. Like, her design just screams magical girl, and I know I've already said this about some of the other ones, but Nymph's design just... yeah. It's like her hair especially, and her eyes, and yeah, that locket thing, not locket, that heart-shaped, what is that? Heart-shaped clock looking thing with a keyhole, and her wand also, that's like... and she can enter people's dreams, right? She's a Dial. And she could enter people's dreams, so that would mean she could influence them, or like if they're having nightmares, she would cleanse them so that they'd sleep better. And her event came with Midam, but I don't know if he gives me magical girl vibes. I think he would be just a supporting character. Where is he? Where did I pull them out of? I don't know if I should do collab characters. I mean, the Bang Dream girls, I would definitely put them in a magical girl. But I don't know. Apart from the event, I don't know anything else about them, because maybe if I'd encountered Bang Dream before I ever encountered Love Live, then maybe I would have been a stan. But no, I encountered Love Live first, and that will be my idol, hell. Even if I'm not really following them anymore, but there was a period where I did. And Midam would be Nymph's, like, support. Is it weird to say I ship them? Yeah, Midam is giving me Tuxedo Mask. So, yeah. Maybe a romance develops between them. Hey, it's a shoujo, anything can happen. Okay, the Bang Dream girls, I guess I'll put them. Sakiko is definitely the lead magical girl, and then I honestly forget their names. I think she's Uika. She's Nyamu. And I think she's Wakaba, but I don't know if that's her, like, last name or first name, but yeah, I don't remember. Sakiko is the blue one. Nyamu is the purple one. Wakaba is the green. Uika. Hold on, I gotta search this up. Arknights Bang Dream. Who's in Avmuchika? Maybe I should have started with that. Okay, Uika Umiri. So okay, here's a better. Oh no, wait, I confused the two. She was actually Uika. Damn. And she was Umiri. What did I say about messing up a character's name? It's one thing mispronouncing them, but it's another thing entirely when you confuse them with another. Okay. I mean, maybe she could be, her color could be red. I don't know. Let me see her. She's more of an indigo. And what about Uika? Oh, Uika is yellow. Could tell that by her hair color. I don't know why Okay, who else? I know there's more. I mean, Shamare, I think kind of gives off magical girl vibes too, but she would be like a solo act. Oh yeah, let's not forget about Iris and Bina, whatever her name is. I'm not sure. We only got a snippet of them. Thanks to the Bang Dream collab, we don't really know much else about them, except for their character files, which I didn't read. But honestly, they give me magical girl vibes, but I don't know where to put them yet. Oh yeah, I forgot about Leto. She also has a similar color palette with Zima, so I'm not sure what her color could be. Maybe Gumi could be orange and Leto is yellow, because I think there's yellow in her design. Yeah, Leto is yellow. Maybe Estina is more of like a greenish, bluish color, and Rosa is a blue. Yeah, that works out. And who was I looking for again? Oh yeah, Benna. Banana. Okay, there she is. Yeah, so I don't know where to put them. Because they also work with dreams. But we haven't really seen them anywhere yet. Like, maybe they'll definitely get more screen time in the future when they revisit that part of the story with Mobius. Maybe Mobius will become a playable character soon, but yeah, I think I'm gonna put them in solo acts for now, because that just makes more sense to me. And now I'm looking for Virtuosa. I think she would definitely be like a villain, but a magical girl villain. Magical girl villain. And let's see here. Looking for Neural. Let's move on to the Knights. Okay, Neural. I think she would be like a side character at first. And then her alter would be like a magical girl, but solo, I think. If I can find her. Okay, there she is. The solo act. And then Maria Neural. Would be the main one, the main character, because her whole like event story was just her making her way up to in the night tournament to save her like household and stuff. It's like more like a typical shonen-esque story, but I mean, could also work for a shoujo. Now I just gotta find Zofia or Whislash and Minar. She is definitely a supporting character. Maybe she was a magical girl, but she got injured and is now retired. And Wiener, I also can't imagine him as a magical boy. He has the same vibes as all pianists, so now he is going to be a supporting character. Honestly, maybe I should have added categories like best friend or love interest. I don't know, I think I'll just keep it like this for now. Oh, Golden Glow. She also has the color palette of a magical girl. Pink. And if Red were a playable character, he would be the side character like Tuxedo Mask. And if I may, Golden Glow's love interest. 'Cause yeah, I do ship them together. And who else? I've been eyeing Mizuki. I don't know. I feel like he would be a magical boy. The main character or the solo act? I think he gives off more of like a solo act. He comes in when people need help, but otherwise, he just is off doing his own thing. Okay, now I'm thinking about the rest of the robots and I'm wondering where their placement would be. Thermex is kind of like a Chunibyo. He has this grand, delusional air about him. I don't know, he gives off mascot vibes. Now that I think about it, I should probably put the rest of the robot characters as mascots, honestly. But whose mascot is the question. Justice Knight is obviously with the Knights, the Pinus Sylvestris Knights. Oh god, there are more robots than I realized. Friston 3, I don't know if he would be a mascot or a supporting character. And Logos as a magical girl. Guy. So then they would have to be his mascot. Confess 47. Support or mascot. I think it's more of a support, maybe. Like they could serve as their transformation room, I don't know. Was there an... okay. Oh yeah, I was going to get Logos. Logos, my boy, where is he? I feel like he could be one of those cases where the dude transforms and just turns into a girl, like he gender bends. He like changes gender when he transforms. And he would be like the main character. Okay, hold on, I don't know why I'm blanking out on their names so much. Okay, so that one's outdated. Phoner Zero, that's right. Yeah, Phoner Zero would be Logos' mascot. Okay, I was thinking maybe Yato and Noir Corn would be like maybe not right away, but then when they get their alters, if I can find their alters, then they would be magical girls and boys. Okay. They would be a duo. So I don't know if maybe they're both main characters. 'Cause why not? They're a duo. Come on, where was Noir Corn? God, it's impossible to navigate this without getting lost in the sea of operators. So many faces. And they're already lost where Noir Corn is. I already lost? Okay, no, there he is. Maybe I should just add a row below. Make them a duo, 'cause they are. Duo for life. Okay, I don't like how there are two oranges, even though I know they're the same. They're not the same hue, but okay, they're changed it. Yeah, standard base Yato and base Noir Corn would just be like supporting characters to, I don't know, Amiya. But let me okay, there we go. Or maybe, okay, they're the duo. And then Terra Research Commission, literally their mascot. Okay. And yeah, I was looking at W and Jessica. I think I'll do Jessica first. I think she also gives off like supporting character at first. I don't know to who, but Then later on she becomes a magical girl. But I don't see her being like the main character. So I think she'll be a part of someone's team. But yeah, and then W, so many goddamn altars. W would be more of a solo act, sort of like Lapland, because they're both equally crazy. No, she's almost like a villain type. Yeah, she was the villain before the story shed light on her actual role, and then she got an altar. Still crazy, but then now she's on Amiya's team. Okay. Read. So before, I would say she's the main character, and then her sister is the villain, but her sister is also like, no, I actually wouldn't say her sister is an evil magical girl, but she's like the big boss. And I don't know if, let me see if Reed came with any other operators. Her event, I mean. The Firelight casts. And let me see if there were on any other oh yeah. So there's Harmony and Puzzle. Harmony, I feel, could be in her team. I mean team, not stream. What? I feel like Harmony could be in Reed's team, but I don't know. She's suspicious. And Puzzle, I feel like, would be a supporting character. Yeah. Harmony, I don't know. I feel like she's like a villain turned good, or actually was she like a spy? I don't remember the finer details, honestly. So, she was a villain before, and she's a I don't know. I think I should put her in the solo act. Chen. That's right. And she's getting another altar. Or she got another altar, a second altar, but it just hasn't come to global yet. And Chen, I feel like, would be a solo act too. For Amiya. She would be like her Kohai, because Amiya did learn like some of the sword styles from Chen. Swimsuit Chen, oh my god. Swimsuit Chen, I feel like is just a parody. Swimsuit Chen. Should I make a new category that says that's a parody? I think I should at this point. It's getting a little long, but parodies. What color should I make it? What? Oh, I already added. What? Where did this? Oh god. But if I change it to black, you wouldn't see it. Okay, maybe gray. Parody. Because, come on. Really? So that means you official, I feel like, would also go into parody. And let's see. Who else could be a magical girl? Oh yeah, Pinus Sylvestris. Flametail. I feel like would be the main. And then everyone else is in her team. Where is Justina? Come on. Justina and Wildmane, come on. So hard to scroll and press on something with only the MacBook touchpad. Like, I have a mouse, but it's dead, and I haven't used the mouse in like over a year. And now Wildmane is gone again. Oh my god. Honestly, maybe it's just me, but for larger lists like this, they should be able to, like, the maker of the tier list should be able to organize everything so that it'd be easier instead of having this giant mass of character faces just staring back at you. It could be more organized. And if I can just find wild domain again, we can move on. But I can't. Come on. Seriously, I just... Literally, she was right there when I just finished putting Justina in the category. And now she's gone again. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna come back to that. I see another character I want to... So I'm seeing Papyrus. And I think she could be like a supporting character, but also... Pepe gives off magical girl vibes, honestly. But would she have a team? Or would she be solo? Is the question. I mean, I know there's another story event coming featuring Sargon and I don't know her name, the Egyptian looking operator. So maybe we'll get an answer then. But for now, Narantuya, I feel like could be like a rival, but I don't know if she would be a part of her main team. Pepe's main team, I mean. There's already a lot of categories and I just don't know if I should be adding another one. I think I'll just put her, Narantuya, in the solo act for now. And, who else did I see? Typhon? Oh wait, Teresa. I think she deserves her own category, cause she's like the one who grants them the power, but she isn't necessarily a mascot. So, the goddess, the one who gives the magical girl her purpose or reason for fighting. And sometimes it takes on the form of a mascot, but other times, like, I haven't watched Sailor Moon that far enough ahead to tell if there's like a whole separate kingdom with like a ruling power, because I know there are mascots, they gotta have taken orders from someone, but I just don't know who, because I haven't gone that far in Sailor Moon, like I said. So yeah, but Teresa would definitely be like the goddess who grants Amia her powers, and W and Rosmontis too. Are there any other goddess-like characters? I feel like Miss Christine would also be one if I didn't already put her in the mascot. Or maybe she should be in the goddess category because she is like a beast aristocrat. So yeah, actually I would put her in the goddess category. The giver of powers and miracles and whatever. Do we have any other magical girl contenders around here? Like, I know some designs stand out to me as like a magical girl character, but I don't think the actual characters themselves would really fit as a magical girl. Oh yeah, I was gonna put Typhon somewhere. I don't know if she would be like, because I know there was a story together with her, Santala, and Magellan. Yeah, okay, I think I'll put Typhon in Magellan's team. Typhon was a solo act at first, but then when Magellan came along, she decided to join up with her. But it was a little difficult at first because Typhon was pretty antisocial, and it took some time before she could warm up to Magellan. And honestly, Magellan gives off like the main heroine energy too, kind of like similar to Exousia. They both got that like energetic, bubbly energy. And Santala, if I can find her, I'll be saying that a lot. Santala, where are you? We need your help. You gotta complete the team. Okay, there we go. Valarkvin, where would Valarkvin's place be? Maybe their mentor. So like a supporting character. Valarkvin. Trying to scroll up and this thing is not letting me. Oh my god. Okay. Valarkvin, side supporting character. Their mentor. Maybe she's also a magical girl, like a more senior one. But yeah, oh, God, that was a burp. Are there any other magical girls? I feel like Warmy could potentially be a magical girl. She and Suzerain could have, like... Trying to scroll up, and this shit is making it very difficult. Okay, Warmy would be the main character. That means Alana would be a supporting character, because I can't imagine her as a magical girl. Oh my god. I don't know what is up with the mouse pad. Okay. Supporting character, not villain. Nope. Thinking about Fiametta and if she would actually be a good contender as a magical girl. Would she be in Exusiai's team or... So I placed Lemuin before I made the Duo for Life category, so maybe they could be... But no. There's also Mostima. So no, I think they'll just be side characters for now. Who else? Okay, Calcit and Monster. Pretty difficult. If I can find where Calcit is. I think Calcit could be a magical girl. Okay. Though I don't know where she would fall. Not the main character or her team, but not solo act either. Like, maybe she was a solo act, but now is like kind of retired. And Monster could be her mascot. Or no, that doesn't really fit. Monster would be her support. Because Calcit made Monsters made from Calcit, right? Like her spine. Don't know how that works, but yeah. And she only got like a human form after Calcit disappeared, so I don't know, that could be her transformation, but also I don't know where that would place her. Maybe duo for life? Yeah, I guess that seems more plausible. Is there any other, like Pozimka and her? I forget her name. Been forgetting a lot of names. I don't know if it's just me being nervous on stream or what, but yeah, these two give me magical girl vibes, but I don't know if it's just because they're pink. And I don't know much about her. Eratos, I think that's her name. Erato. Yeah, she released with contingency contract, so there's not really much to go off of unless you've read her files, which I haven't. Ebenholz, I think, could be a magical boy, actually. The main character in his own tragic backstory. And Creed, man, Creed would also have been, they would be duos, but then Creed died, so like, Ebenholz is alone now, so there's no duo. Duo is not possible, but Cherney could be Ebenholz's mentor. And Hibiscus, supporting character too. If she wasn't if she was the star of her own story, then maybe she would be like a magical girl, but no, her alter appeared during Ebenholz's story, so the spotlight was on Ebenholz, not Hibiscus, so I don't know. She just gives off supporting character instead of a part of the team, because I don't know if they ever really interacted with each other, but then again, it's been a while since I've read that story event, so yeah, I don't know. Anyone else who gives off magical girl vibes? Okay, I feel like Nine-Tailed Deer would be either a mascot or like the goddess, but then she was also a collab character, so I don't know. I haven't read her files, so I don't really know anything about her, and I'm not Chinese, so I don't know anything about like the Nine-Colored Deer story behind her character either, so yeah, but her design gives off like goddess vibes, like someone who would, the higher being who would grant the magical girl her power and who the magical girl would be fighting for. And I'm wondering if I should include these guys. Lamuen. And I am blanking on her name again. Lumen. Oh my god, did I accidentally say Lemuin? Irene, okay. Fastest way to figure out her name is to see if they got a ship together. Like before the Path of Life event, like Irene and Lumen had interacted before, but I don't know if it was more, I don't know if their relationship could be seen as like romantic, because Irene was a little mean to him, but so is Yato and Noircorn's relationship. Like, Yato is so mean, but Noircorn, like, definitely has a crush on her. But then it's also kind of the same for Irene and Lumen, but I don't know if it's like this same thing going on here. Like, Lumen doesn't have any feelings for Irene. But people have still shipped them until Underflow came along. And now I think Irene actually like blushed or was flustered sometimes when she interacted with Underflow. So yeah, when Path of Life came, that sort of like, they sort of shot down the Irene and Lumen ship, but I'm pretty sure some people would still support it regardless. Actually, I don't know if Lumen should be... He's more of a supporting character. Not in a tuxedo mask way, but more of a helper. Like, not sidekick, but I guess it's sort of like a sidekick. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure there's obviously more characters that could be magical girls, but there's a lot, and I'm not gonna like categorize all of them. It would take forever, and it's already late. So yeah, I think I'll end the stream here. Like, these are the more obvious choices. Parody. Yeah, these are the more obvious choices, and yeah. pretty satisfied with where everything is right now. And it's like 12:49 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna go and hopefully I'll get my phone problems fixed before next week so I can stream Arknights Chapter 16, because I already started it and I figured I was gonna like stream it, more of it today, because I really need those Arknight Primes so I can buy some more of the Sanrio collab skins. I'm running out of time, and I just really like to get either Executor or Lumen's Sanrio collab skin. So yeah, this is a completed tier list, and I hope everything gets sorted before Monday next week. Goodbye.